A few months ago, I'm in Bali. It's April 2024. Every day is an effortless adventure. I remember waking up and taking my bike, and it's 4 a.m. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take a 2 hour road trip. So I take a 2 hour road trip from where I'm staying in Ubud, and I drive over to Canggu. It's a totally different environment. There's loud noises everywhere, cafes everywhere on the side of the street. It's still early when I get there, so I go to the beach and I just lie down, and there's a cafe on the beach. There's people surfing, and I see a girl looking at me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm bored. I finish smoking my cigar, and then I go over to the girl and I just start talking to her. And then we make a conversation for like 10, 20 minutes, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go inside the water. So I go in the water, it's warm, and then the waves are way too crazy, so I just come out. But that entire day, I went there with no game plan other than I'm going to Canggu and I'm gonna talk to a stranger and I'm gonna go to the gym. And I did all of those things, but every day when I was in Bali was an adventure. And it wasn't just because I was in Bali, it was also the things that I was doing. I was open to different experiences. And so I think you can make your life an adventure no matter where you are. If you're at home, and where I am now, it's Massachusetts, it's winter, so it's cold, it gets dark at 4 p.m. It's a lot harder to make every day an adventure, but you can still do it, so I'm gonna tell you how I do that. If you want each day to be an adventure, let this be your guiding principle. Seize the day. You won't get it back. Yeah, it's nice and chilly today, but the next way to make every day an adventure, go for a walk. It never looks the same outside. See, look. Today the sun is just coming up over the hills. It's brisk, a little bit chilly. Yesterday was warmer than today. I like to go for a walk every day for a few reasons, but one of the main ones is that it always adds an element of the unknown to my day. So you get to see nature in a different light every time you come outside, and it's a beautiful thing. I make sure to get in a walk as often as I can. The next thing, and relax. This is how you really make every day an adventure. I'm gonna let you know. This one's hard, but it works. And I talked about it in my story in the beginning. Talk to a new person every day. There is no way your life doesn't become an adventure if you start socializing with new people on a daily basis. If you just go and you talk to them, think about how much you've left on the table by not talking to that person you wanted to talk to. Think about how many possibilities could have opened up when you saw that girl that you wanted to talk to or that guy you wanted to talk to, but you were scared. Even in my own life, I've practiced a lot talking to strangers, and there's so much regret inside me from not taking that time to go talk to that person because I was scared of what was gonna happen. And the reality is, if you have pure intentions when you go up to somebody and you don't want to just take them on a date, get their number, like score. If you have pure intentions and you just want to talk to them, you'll get the best out of your interactions with people. Like, think about it. If somebody came up to you and their only intention was that they wanted to make you smile or laugh, wouldn't that be nice for a change? It would be so nice if everybody you met just had pure intentions for you. And so why don't you start by being the person that has pure intentions for other people? When you go up to somebody, you want to make them laugh or smile, and people will be a lot more receptive to you. So there's a lot of ways to make every day an adventure, and I think life can get boring and that it's so repetitive sometimes. But going outside has helped me. Talking to strangers has helped me. I think there's a lot we can do for ourselves just by allowing ourselves to be us, like who we truly are. I like to read, and I'll get to that in a second. And by the way, if you're wondering the easiest way to talk to somebody that's low stakes, there's two of things you can do that will always work. First one is find a genuine thing about that person that you want to compliment them about. Whether it's the way they've decided to dress today, or if you're at the gym and you notice a guy's really jacked, you just come up to him and say, "Hey bro, your arms are looking huge." I started so many conversations that way. Another way, and this one works really well if you're talking to a girl, is go up to them, approach them, and just say, "Hey, let me get your opinion on something. Is it better to be wanted or needed? Would you rather date somebody that really loves you, or somebody that always gives you what you want?" Like, there's so many different things you can come up with. Let me get your opinion on something. Isn't it crazy how much colder it's gotten? Do you prefer it hotter or colder? Like, do you prefer the winter time or the summer? And why? Let me get your opinion. Who do you think cheats more, men or women? Me and my friend are trying to figure out, and we need a third opinion. Whatever it is, there's so many different things you can get someone's opinion on. Like, I was just at an engagement party the other day, and I wanted to use an opener, just anything to open a conversation with, like, this beautiful girl. I was scared, I'll be honest. And so I didn't end up doing it, but then I was in the car on the way home. I realized I could have just asked her for her opinion on something. Now, I don't like to compliment women when I first see them, because especially compliments about beauty, most guys don't understand this, but women don't care that you think that they're beautiful. It's just an ego boost for her, and the reality is it puts you down here because you're looking at her beauty like it's something that's important, when the reality is she was just given her beauty when she was born, essentially. So I never go up to a girl that I've never met before and talk about how beautiful she is. I think it's one of the worst ideas. I'd rather see if they're smart. Ask them about something, like their opinion. Things you see in the wild. For whatever reason, this one might not seem like an adventure to you, but it always is to me. I like to make sure that I do this one thing every day, and that's read. Whenever I read, bro, I just get different ideas about life, and I know that these ideas can help me to create a better future for myself, so I'm always on the lookout for the next idea. And to me, new information, whether it's coming from a movie or from a book, is helping me to create this new adventure of life, because it's tuning into something that I didn't tune into before, something I didn't know existed. Even though I think all truth is internal and it comes from inside, sometimes you gotta explore what somebody else has explored to get there. You feel me? The reality is there's so many different ways to make your day fun. Here's my screen time. You see it? It's like 3 hours, 48 minutes. So I don't scroll much. For whatever reason, today I was scrolling more than I usually do. I've been looking for content ideas, so I spent like 30 minutes on Instagram, 45 minutes on YouTube, which I usually just listen to YouTube while I'm driving. So that's where a lot of my time goes. I've been trying to find new ways to create, so that's a major thing for me. But like, I don't spend a lot of time scrolling. I don't spend a lot of time on my phone, and part of it is that I don't do it as soon as I wake up. I just find other ways to entertain myself, like going for a walk as soon as I get out of bed, or reading books in the morning. And it's really up to you how you want to live, but in my best estimation, most of my life has improved because I haven't been on my phone. Like, if you look at this wall, it's full of quotes. If you look right here, it's full of books. So for me, if you want to actually change things in your life, you can't be glued to a screen, and you have to find a way to make this stuff fun. The truth is, though, it's not gonna be fun at first. And that's the hard part, is getting over that hump of when doing normal stuff is actually not fun. But then once you get over that hump, The biggest thing is you just gotta ignore your feelings because it happens to me all the time. Like today, after I was coming back from meeting with a friend that I just met, I was like, dude, I feel terrible. I just want to go home and lay down in my bed or masturbate or do anything to just distract myself from how bad I feel right now. And instead, I went downstairs and I played piano. I started thinking about what kind of content I'd want to post, and I just did other stuff. Like, you're not always gonna feel good, and that's part of life. You have to learn to ignore those feelings when they're not good. Let them go. Don't hold on to it. Don't say that this is my identity the way that I feel right now. Like, you gotta let it go. And don't get trapped. Don't get sucked in. One of the biggest things is I don't like to keep apps like Instagram on my phone. As soon as I notice that I'm using it too much, I delete it from my phone. I'm like, alright, time to take a break. And then for like a week, I won't have it downloaded. And then maybe after that, I might download it. I might have some DMs waiting for me. So, yeah. But I think each day can become more fun the less you spend time on your phone. Actually, I know that to be true. The other thing too is a lot of people on this self-improvement stuff, they'll tell you not to watch any movies, not to watch any TV shows, never to play any video games, and I'm not one of those guys, bro. I think life is long, and as long as you're doing mostly the right thing most of the time, you'll be good. So some people might say that you should never watch a movie, but I actually heavily disagree with that. I think there's some movies where you can learn a lot about life if you're intentional when you're watching it. For example, I just watched the movie Dead Poets Society, and I was amazed at how much those lessons are applicable to real life. One of the lessons is carpe diem, seize the day. One of the lessons in the movie, he was saying that the teacher was telling his students that you guys need to find your voice, find it when you're young, because the longer you wait, the less likely it is that you'll find it. And you see that with so many old people who haven't even found their voice yet. They haven't found who they are. And so doing something like this would be scary for them, whereas it might be effortless for you because you started when you were younger. So there's a lot of value in a lot of different things. Even TV shows. I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I'm very, very picky, but I like to watch Rick and Morty. I like to watch this TV show called Archer, and I pretty much just recycle the TV shows that I like. I don't like getting pulled into new TV shows unless a lot of people are really talking. Even then, I don't even watch the ones people are talking about. Those ones are usually bad, in my opinion, right? But yeah, like Rick and Morty has taught me so much about spirituality. It's insane. Like the deep lessons that they put inside there, it's incredible. So yeah, I don't think, like, I'm not with those self-improvement guys that are telling you never watch a TV show, never watch a movie. It's like, bro, let's be realistic. It's better to do some things than it is to do other things. Like, if you're doing drugs, that's up to you, but maybe reconsider that just because the consequences aren't worth any benefit you get. But watching a movie, that's a great way to make your life fun without being a zombie on your phone scrolling. Feel me? So, don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Peace.